5 things you do not need if you want a minimal luxury collection. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So I have been collecting luxury for probably the last 5 years or so, and I feel like these are all the things that you don't need. Have I made these mistakes? Absolutely. Do I have a lot of these items that I have on this list? Yes. Which is why I can tell you that if you really want to build a minimal collection, really just like the necessities of like luxury, you don't need these items. These cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and it's just like not necessary. And here are all the items that we have. So the first thing you do not need is costume jewelry. This is one of the few like luxury things I feel like I haven't gotten like suckered into, which I'm very proud of myself. So if you see me like unboxing the Hermes Click H bracelet, like you didn't see this, but I feel like costume jewelry is just one of those things that it is just so overpriced for what it is. You can get the Hermes Click H bracelet, which is $700, when you can go to Costco and you can get a gold bangle, a gold filled bangle with diamonds for $700. I feel like you're able to find the equivalent of that costume jewelry that you're buying for the same price or cheaper, and it's solid gold. The only jewelry that I take off every single day is my ring. Everything else stays on. I normally have a necklace, which I took off and then I didn't put back on. But everything else, like my wrist stack, everything just like stays on. And I can't have that with costume jewelry because it's going to tarnish. It does not like water. Like there's just all these other things that you need to consider. Dior has these like friendship bracelets. They look like they're fabric and they look like you could have made it during summer camp. And they are charging $400 two of these when you can buy like a cute, dainty gold bracelet with a little diamond bezel in it for half the price. Like the math is just not mathing, and I know you can say this about a lot of things, but I feel like the one thing I really can't justify because I don't take off my jewelry is costume jewelry. I'm gonna need something that is going to last for years and years of just never taking it off. It's the same reason I didn't get the Van Cleef Sweet Alhambra with Mother of Pearl, because I don't take off my jewelry. That would have eventually like fallen off or something like that. So costume jewelry is the first thing on this list that is an absolute no. The next thing we have on this list is in my hands are multiple luxury designer Twillies. I understand wanting one, maybe even two. Let's say you get a Birkin and you want 2 matching Twillies to tie your handles. I understand that. I got 2 matching Dior Twillies, which cost me $500 total because I wanted to wrap the handles of my Dior book tote. Unfortunately, because the book tote handles are so small already, once you put on the Twillies and you're trying to put it over your shoulder and all the materials, it just does not stay. So I just have these Twillies laying around. I'm sure I will find a use for them if I wanted to, but for the most part, they just sit around. I think that like $200 to $250 for one Twilly is excessive. I don't think you need multiple. I think I have 4 Twillies now. I have an Hermes one, I have 3 Dior ones, and it's really unnecessary. I think you can find a Twilly from Amazon, very cute, you know, whatever. I'm sure other brands also sell like little Twillies like this that you do not need to be spending this much money on. And once it's all wrapped up around the handle, you really can't tell what brand it is anyways. So it's just not a necessary purchase. At the $250 price point, you can buy a card holder for that same price. However, because we mentioned card holders, I feel like you do not need multiple SLGs. And I say this as someone with multiple SLGs. I have a full-size wallet. This was my first Louis Vuitton purchase. Do not use this. Sometimes I think that I might use this and I end up not using this. And I just like don't have a need for a full-size wallet anymore. I also have multiple card holders. I have one downstairs. I have this one from Celine. I have the Louis Vuitton key pouch. I also have multiple toiletry pouches, which are unnecessary. And I just don't feel like you need multiple SLGs. I guess you can say the same thing about bags, but once I have like my credit cards in a specific card holder, which is this one currently, I am not switching out of this. So it takes a lot of effort for me to like want to change card holders, because once my credit cards are in here, everything's in here, this is the one that I leave like by the door so I can grab and go. And I think part of the reason why a lot of people gravitate towards buying SLGs, and I'm definitely guilty of this too, is because you want the feeling, you want the satisfaction of swiping your credit card. You want the serotonin of like making a luxury purchase without shelling out $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $10,000 on a handbag or whatever it is that you really wanted to get. So you opt for things like the Twillies, SLGs, costume jewelry, instead of saving up and just waiting to get the item that you really wanted, because you're hoping for that like little bit of like gratification. And in my experience, that gratification does not hit as well as if you were to just pull the trigger and get the item that you really wanted in the first place. And then you're left with all these miscellaneous SLGs that are just gonna sit in your closet that you're not really gonna use. The next thing I surprisingly have not caved yet are tech accessories. I've seen a lot of people with designer phone cases. I feel like this was more popular a couple years ago. I don't see that many people with it now, but I will say I was looking on Louis Vuitton's website recently and they are selling a Louis Vuitton iPhone phone case. However, this is the iPhone 16. I am on the iPhone 16 Pro and I got this in September, and they are still only selling the 15 Pro phone case. So hypothetically, I upgrade my phone every year, which I don't. I do every other year, but that's besides the point. Hypothetically, I get a new phone every year. I will never be able to get a luxury designer phone case, or I only have it for a couple months, because they usually don't release the new phone case until like at least early spring. Like I feel like Casetify, like other more well-known phone case companies, they are ready. When the new iPhone drops, they have that phone case ready. And Louis Vuitton and these other luxury brands, they're kind of slacking on this. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if this is just like not a priority for them, or like people don't buy it, because they are $500 for a phone case. They don't release the new phone cases until at least the beginning of that following year. So like they will probably not release the 16 Pro phone case until early 2025. And if I'm upgrading my phone in September again of 2025, I'm really only using this phone case for like 6 months before I get another phone. And the phone case is $500. The iPhone is $1,000. Like, do the math, you know? I mean, if it's not a big deal for you, then it's not a big deal. But I think that the phone cases, tech accessories, AirPods cases, these things are constantly changing. Every year the iPhone case is just like a little bit different, so you can't exactly use older phone cases. AirPods shapes are constantly changing. You know, all of these little cases and gadgets, they change slightly every year because they want to sell the additional accessories. And if you're spending $30 more on a phone case or an AirPods case or whatever, that's fine. Not that big of a deal, but when you are shelling out $500, that can contribute a lot to another luxury purchase. The next thing we have are seasonal bags. And you guys know how much I love my raffia elephant bag from Loewe, but these are just not necessary if you are trying to build a minimal luxury collection. Seasonal bags go for anything with raffia, anything with suede, especially suede is very popular for like fall and winter, anything shearling, Sherpa, that kind of vibe. I feel like these are just very seasonal bags, versus if you were to have like an all leather handbag, all canvas handbag, that is something that you can use all year round. I also know some of these materials are a little bit less carefree than others. Like suede requires a lot of care compared to just like a grained leather. So these are all the things that you kind of need to consider when you are getting a bag. I think when I'm considering what bag I want to get and the timelessness of it and everything like that, I really consider if I can use this bag all year round, and that will maximize my cost per use when getting this bag. If I can use this bag summer, winter, fall, spring, great, amazing. Obviously I'm not going to use it in the rain. It doesn't snow in California, so that's not really a problem, but I think that for the most part, if I'm able to use it all season, then I feel like I'm getting the best cost per use out of this. This, for example, I use this bag is either on vacation in Hawaii, which is like early, usually we go in the beginning of the year, like end of the year where it's kind of cold. So I use that for maybe a week, and then I use it during the summer. That's it. This bag does not get that much use. As much as I love using it and like it stays in my collection, this is just not a bag that I'm gonna use right now in the fall, you know? Okay, and the last thing, I am so guilty of this, and part of it are, they have been gifts, but I also made some of these purchases, are designer home items. I have Tiffany mugs, I have Tiffany cups, I have Tiffany plates, I have Hermes plates, I have an Hermes blanket, and these are all like little designer knickknacks that you don't need. I either got a lot of these as gifts. I've also done some like unboxings with them and whatnot. And so they have been like fun to like create content with. It's also one of those like things like SLGS and Twillies where it feels like it's kind of like a low hanging fruit. Like it doesn't feel like it's that much money. So you're able to just get like a little taste of luxury. You're able to do a little unboxing and it's fun and everything like that without spending thousands of dollars on something. But to be honest, like these are not beneficial. These are not like useful items to have. My Hermes blanket is not the softest blanket I own. The softest blanket I own is actually free when my company gave out holiday gifts. And the Hermes blanket also sticks to a lot of hair. And because I'm constantly like shedding, it just like is a hair magnet. And it is warm, I will give it that, but for the most part it just sits on my couch. I barely use it and it's really just for display. My Hermes little dish, I got that in Paris right after we got engaged because I was like, oh, I'm gonna put my ring on this little dish. And I only more recently started to use this, but my bathroom is disgusting. Like I have lashes everywhere, I have jewelry just like on the counter, and sometimes makes it in the dish. It also sometimes doesn't make it in the dish. And to spend like $120 on that dish, it's like kind of unnecessary. I will say my most used for a while was my Tiffany mugs. I got this as a housewarming gift and I use this a lot. And then I read on the website that it's actually dishwasher safe. So we started putting it in the dishwasher and the paint started chipping off. And I was like, wait, this shouldn't happen, you know? And so you're spending this much money on mugs and like, yeah, they're fun and they're cute, but like, why is the paint chipping? And then now the paint is chipping, so I feel a little bit more concerned. So I don't use it as often as I was using it before. And it's just like, these are just not the most crucial items to own. As much as I love to do little unboxings for this, these are just like not necessary items. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next week, I am doing a video on 5 things you need to start your luxury collection, like minimal luxury collection. Here's everything you're gonna need. Let me know in the comments, what are those items for you right now? And I can't wait to share that with you guys. I'll leave another video for you guys here and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.